So without further ado, I'm going to start the webinar today on Playa Hotels and Resorts. Jade, over to you and welcome.
Thank you, Sarah. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Let me just get my screen shared. Sorry, Sarah, it seems to have disappeared now, my window.
Don't worry, we do the test runs, everything works perfectly.
Always does in a test.
Here she is.
There we go. All right, let me just make
Hi, Chiquita. Good morning.
Okay, so hello again, everybody. I'd like to start with this slide just to introduce myself. So my name is Jade and I am the Business Development Manager in the UK for Playa Hotels and Resorts. Now, depending on where you're listening in from in the world, we do have business development managers across Europe, in France and Germany as well. And for those agents in the US and Canada, you also have your own business development managers as well. I will share details for all of us in a follow-up email so that wherever you are, you know exactly who to contact. So Playa Hotels and Resorts, I'm hoping that some of you have heard of Playa, and if you haven't, you certainly will remember it by the end of this presentation. So Playa Hotels and Resorts are a collection of luxury all-inclusive hotels. They are all inclusive, but not all the same, and that's really what I want to just show you today with the different brands that we have. So firstly, why Playa? Now, although we've got many hotels and 6 different brands, the actual offering and concept of Playa remains exactly the same throughout our hotel. So that's quite easy to know when you're booking a Playa, your expectations of what's included will stay the same. So we offer unlimited gourmet a la carte dining and no wristbands are required at any of our resorts. Endless drinks, including top shelf international and domestic spirits, 24-hour room service. Wherever our family resorts are, we have kids club ages 4 to 12 and teen zone age 13 to 17. Heartfelt service, which is really nice. I like to mention this. When you walk into one of our properties, the staff will always greet you with their right hand over their heart, and that's their way of welcoming you with kind of a heartfelt service and everything that they do. So I'm just going to show you a short video. I have to just stop sharing my screen for a moment because the link is separate. And what I wanted to do was just give you an overview at the beginning of all of the brands, because there's very many, and I just want to kind of put that into a bit of a concept before I dig in deeper to some of those USPs for them. Okay, thank you for bearing with that. That was quite a long video, but as you can imagine, with so many hotels, there's a lot to show you. So let me just reshare my presentation. Hopefully after watching that, some of you have seen some of the hotel names and think, oh yeah, I know that hotel. So it's just trying to recognise that that's part of the Playa family. So Playa Hotels and Resorts have 6 unique brands. So we've listed them all there. And what I like to say is that we really do have a brand for each traveller and a budget for each traveller. So although we're luxury all-inclusive properties, our Wyndham Outre properties are 4-star. So that would be kind of your budget-friendly options. We kind of got Hilton and Jules in the middle, and then Hyatt, Tapestry and Sanctuary kind of being at the top end. So we will look at some of those brands in a bit more detail, but just remember those 6 brands, we really have something for everyone, every traveller and every budget. 22 hotels, and we continue to grow. 12 of those hotels are located in Mexico. So we have the Pacific Coast, we have properties in Los Cabos, and then we have the properties in Cancun, Riviera Maya and Playa del Carmen. In the Dominican Republic, we have 5 hotels located in Punta Cana and La Romana. And in Jamaica, we also have 5 properties located in Montego Bay and the Runaway Bay area. So we offer 3 amazing Caribbean destinations with a lot of hotel selection within each of those destinations. And what's great is that every one of our hotels has a prime location. So where our hotels are located, they're oceanfront and always in a fantastic location as well. Just something to remember. So Hilton all-inclusive, let's start with this brand. So not to be confused with like your Hilton Garden Inns or your Hiltons at London Tower Bridge, it's not the same company. So this is Hilton all-inclusive as the brand, and they offer adult only and family properties. So we have Hilton Playa del Carmen in Mexico, Hilton La Romana adult only in Dominican Republic, the Yucatan Resort Tapestry Collection by Hilton in Mexico, and our family Hilton properties are Hilton Rose Hall in Jamaica, Hilton La Romana in Dom Rep. And I'm just going to talk about a few of those just to pinpoint some of the properties, as there's obviously far too many. But Hilton Playa del Carmen in Mexico is an adult only property located in Playa del Carmen. For those of you that are familiar, it's located literally steps away from 5th Avenue, which makes this a really big KSP for the property. Adults kind of like to go out and explore the local area, and just steps away, they're in the heart of nightlife, restaurants, bustling entertainment, shopping during the day. So they really have somewhere else to go outside of the resort that's really fun. It's 524 rooms. It is an all-suite property as well. So the leading room is a suite here. The activities that are put on are always focused around what adults, typically would like to enjoy. So cocktail making classes, cooking classes, dance classes, to all sorts of different things. There's 14 restaurants here. So there's a lot 14 restaurants and lounges. So there's a lot to choose from. And as I mentioned, no wristbands are required at any of the resorts. And the nightly entertainment here is just fantastic. You'll see just at the bottom there, there's Cirque du Soleil type style shows that happen, and really great entertainment. So that's just to give you an overview of the property and what it looks like. And believe it or not, this is one of the leading room types. So again, it's an all-suite property, and your customers really do get very good value for money here. So just bear it in mind if you get adults that kind of want that Mexico adults only and something a bit different with a bit more fun, and where they can step outside of the resort and actually explore the local culture and nightlife as well, this would definitely be where to send them. So moving on to our Hyatt ZILARA and Hyatt Ziva brands. So Hyatt ZILARA is our adult only brand, and you must be 18 plus to stay in any of the ZILARA resorts. So we have Hyatt ZILARA Riviera Maya, which is our brand new ZILARA Riviera Maya, brand new Hyatt ZILARA property that opens in December of this year. We have Hyatt ZILARA Cancun, Hyatt ZILARA Rose Hall, Hyatt ZILARA Cap Cana, and Turquoise at Hyatt Ziva Cancun. So we actually offer a Hyatt ZILARA in all 3 of our destinations, Mexico, Jamaica and Dom Rep. The family properties, we have Hyatt Ziva Cancun, Hyatt Ziva Rose Hall, Hyatt Ziva Cap Cana, Hyatt Ziva Puerto Vallarta and Hyatt Ziva Los Cabos. So obviously the family side, which is Hyatt Ziva, where there's a ZILARA next to a Ziva, any guest over the age of 18 staying in Ziva can access the ZILARA side, and any adults that are staying in the Hyatt ZILARA side have full access to Ziva. So it really does, for an adult only holiday, open up you know, many more restaurants, amenities, swimming pools and activities and things for customers to do. And equally, if you've got a big family or a big group where it's multi-generational and maybe grandparents want to stay on the adult only side and mum and dad with the kids stay on the family side, you can know that grandparents can come over and they can all have dinner together, and then the grandparents can go back over to the adult side and have a quiet sleep, shall we say. So it works very well for multi-generational families. Oh, and Hyatt Ziva Riviera Cancun there. So just to talk about some of them in detail, I'd love to talk about them all, but Hyatt Ziva CANA. So this is my favourite property, Hyatt Ziva / ZILARA. They're right next door to each other, and this property just for me is one of the best that I've seen. It's located in CANA in the Dominican Republic, and what I love is that it's a private luxury estate. So it's actually a gated community that these hotels reside in. So those with families that maybe just want that extra peace of mind of added security, you can't get through the gate unless you kind of have like a permit from the government. So if you're a taxi driver, you have to show who your guests are and where they're going, and it's all kind of recorded. So it's a very safe in and out system, and that's quite a KSP for families. There's 275 luxurious suites, and there's a huge water park, Canapes water park, which I'll show you a little bit later. There's a kids and a teens club, 6 restaurants, 7 bars, and lots of nightly and daytime entertainment always going on. And not to mention, obviously, being a great family property, only 15 minutes from the airport, it's really nice to have a short transfer. So here's just an overview of the property. So this building on the right is the Ziva property, and this building on the left is ZILARA. So I'm not really talking about ZILARA today, but you can see how close they are. So if any guests are staying either side of the resort, I mean, you can walk through literally within a few seconds. It isn't anything strange when you walk through. You're not stopped by security in a way that's uncomfortable. They simply know by your room number. Obviously there's no wristbands at the resort. They will simply know by your room number and your name. They have the rooming list, and they know the ages of all of the guests that are in the room and who's in that room. So that's how they let people in and out. That's how they verify it for anybody that was wondering. So you can see it's very close, and every room has a view really. So even the lead-in rooms that don't really have a kind of view attached to it, you can see the way it's built. Actually, every single room has such a fantastic view. And as I mentioned, this Whanilo beach is stunning. It looks like that in real life because I've stood right on it. So day cabanas, they're available to rent as you can in most of our hotels, and the prices start from $85 right up to $150. There's various different packages, so guests can just head down to kind of the guest services area and add those on for the day if they'd like to. This is the lead-in room. So I think that's so bright and spacious and airy, especially if there was a family in there. It's quite nice for a lead-in room. Love the double vanity sinks, and there's just so much space. So that they come in a king or double bed configuration plus sofa bed. And for families, the double option will seat 2 adults and 3 children, but they must be under the age of 12. If you had children that were over the age of 12, here are the room types that interconnect. I mean, don't worry, there's a lot of information. We have a Playa interconnecting room cheat sheet for all of our hotels, so I will share this with you when I do the follow-up. But as you can see there, obviously the rooms that interconnect will make the maximum occupancies up to 8 or 10 people in some cases. Now, interconnecting rooms can be guaranteed with a $30 fee per room per night. So yes, when you're kind of reserving 2 rooms, that is $60 per room per night. Now, you don't have to, clients don't have to do this. They can put in a free request, and obviously the resort can look at check-in to see if it can be accommodated. But if you've got somebody that really absolutely says, no, I must have these 2 rooms, they must interconnect, then clients can absolutely do that for the charges listed there. So club level, just to highlight the club level at this resort, we offer club level in most of our properties, but just to highlight the experience, if you were a club level guest, you would have private check-in and check-out in an exclusive area of the resort, personalised concierge services, a bigger list of premium brand liqueurs, because we obviously already offer premium brands on the standard all-inclusive, complimentary domestic and international calls, you get discounts on spa services, exclusive club level lounge, exclusive access to breakfast and lunch a la carte for club guests. So some of the restaurants will open just for club guests only, and they will put on a nice a la carte breakfast and lunch instead of the buffet options. You'll also get late checkout and private access to club pools as well. So if you've got guests that want that something a little bit special for their holiday, this is definitely worth the upgrade. So we do offer butler service here as well, and again at many of our other Playa properties, but just to highlight the room types that offer butler service here. So again, one up from club level. If you wanted butler service, it's something that can be arranged. And what's interesting is you can actually book the lead-in room type and just pay a daily surcharge to have a butler. So if you didn't want to book the club ocean view or a grand master suite, etc., you can actually book your bog standard room and pay like a daily charge to have a butler as well, which is quite a nice option. Again, I've got the costings, which I will share with you as it varies a little bit between the resorts. And just to show you one of the restaurants, Tempest, because I think it's just great. One thing about this hotel is the decor. Every single restaurant and every single piece, you know, where it's kind of a worldwide cuisine, it's just so authentic. So I just wanted to show you that from the minute you walk in, you really do feel like you're in Japan and that you're not in Dom Rep anymore. So just to highlight one of those restaurants. And I'm just going to show you a brief video now of that resort. So just before I move on, just the food, you could see in that video the food, and the food that I ate here really was just out of this world. I mean, I was having lunch one day and I just had prawns and steak, and there was lobster and tuna, and I was thinking, my goodness, if this is lunch, what am I going to have for dinner? It was just such a wonderful offering of all-inclusive food at a really high standard, as you could see from that video. And here's just some more pictures from the resort. There's lots of fire pits around, lots of things, lots of activities. This is the kind of clubhouse pub bar. So they have pool tables, and if anybody's into their football, I'm sure American football and things like that, that's frequently played here as well. And the Canapolis water park, which is just great. So there's food trucks in here. So you literally could be here from 9 o'clock in the morning and not have to go outside of the water park to get food and drink. So you can just stay and play all day long. So you've got the big slides for kind of the adults and the older children. And then you can see here in the bottom middle, you've got the kind of splash area and splash zone with some smaller water slides for the younger children. And it's in this particular area in CANA, we're the only hotel with a water park in the area as well. So that's good to know. And locals are not allowed to come into this water park. So again, because it's a gated community, only hotel guests are going to be using this facility, and it is included on the all-inclusive. So it never really gets too busy. Okay, so moving on to Hilton La Romana. So as I mentioned, just wanted to pull out some of the hotels to talk about. So Hilton La Romana is located in the Dominican Republic, and it's about 45 minutes from Punta Cana International Airport. Now, for those that are familiar with Dreams La Romana, this is what the property used to be before Playa took it over. So those that know about the beach and the area, it's actually won the best beach in the Caribbean for the last 5 or so years. It's such a wonderful backdrop, that front bit. So for weddings and things like that, this is going to be a picturesque, perfect spot for weddings and important celebrations. So the hotel is split into 2 sections. So the adult only section has 356 rooms, 8 restaurants and lounges. And I just want to kind of put it into perspective here. So this side that's highlighted now is the adult only section. And then the side on the left is the family section. So again, there's a tiny walkway, and I actually timed it. So I was staying in this block here, block 4. And this is the block of Hilton La Romana. So for me to get from here to here and actually gain access through the other side, it took me 12 seconds. So, you know, it really doesn't take a lot to get between the 2 sections. So this is just some shots from the adult only side. And what I love is that it's very low rise. It's quite unusual to have low rise buildings like this, but what it means is that you get the sunshine all day long, and when it's really hot you get the nice sea breeze as well. So there's no kind of big towering buildings, which is really, really nice. So this is your lead-in room in the adult only side. Very spacious, very bright, and that's just fantastic for a lead-in room. The main pool. And so moving on to the family section, this is where the water park's located. Obviously all guests can use this, but the family park is actually the water park's located in the family section. And again, it's the only hotel in the area with a water park. This is the lead-in room in the family side. And I'm just going to show you a brief video on the water park. And just before I move on, I didn't mention that Hilton La Romana is located next to a small fishing village called Playa Hotels, and it's quite nice. You can actually walk outside of the resort and go and spend some time in this local area. You can go fishing. There's kind of traditional cultural ladies that might be selling some things on the stands, and it's just really nice. I think typically you wouldn't just kind of walk out of your hotel in Dom Rep and start walking up and down the road. That's not really what the hotels typically are catered for in Dom Rep, but you absolutely can do this in a safe way, which is really nice. So if you wanted to get out for the day, or you've been here for 2 weeks and you want to venture out, it's just so nice to be able to do that within walking distance. So moving on to Wyndham Ultra. So I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with this brand, but it was the ex-Panama Jack brand. That's what it was called previously until a few years ago. And this is our lead-in brand. So this is our budget-friendly brand. So if you've got customers that are budget conscious and still want a nice 4-star, you know, kind of luxury all-inclusive experience, then this would definitely be the place to send them. So we have 2 Wyndham Ultras in Mexico. Wyndham Ultra Playa del Carmen is our adult-only property, and Wyndham Ultra Cancun is our family property. And I'm just going to show you a couple of pictures on each of these with some facts as well. So Wyndham Ultra Playa del Carmen, again, it's 45 minutes from Cancun Airport. It's completely for adults, and you have to be over 18 to stay. There's 287 suites, and it's not too far from 5th Avenue, so it's not as close as Hilton Playa del Carmen, but you're certainly in the right area for adults that still want to explore Playa del Carmen and that 5th Avenue area. Here are the pools. So there is quite a small beach here, and I think that's something, you know, we should talk about. I think if you have got customers that are all beach, then the Hilton Playa del Carmen would definitely be a better option for them. It's a little bit more expensive, but if beach is important, then bear that in mind. You can see just up here, it's quite small, and I do like to just highlight that. But if you've got people that are more into pools and going out on excursions, then this would definitely be a good base. Just a few more pictures, and again, there's just one of the lead-in rooms. So really nice, really bright, and I think that's fantastic for a lead-in room type. That's an ocean front room, and it's just really quirky and Mexican at the same time. Everywhere you look, there's bright colors, but it's just really nice that you feel the cultural influence in colors around the resort, which is quite nice. You do feel like you're in Mexico. So moving on to Wyndham Ultra Cancun. So this is only 20 minutes from Cancun Airport, and this is the family property. So again, this is really great for short transfers for families. And you can see here the beach is just stunning. So it's on such an amazing stretch of beach. So if you've got customers that are all for the beach, this would definitely be somewhere to send them. There's 458 suites here, so it's a little bit bigger than the adult only property. We have Camp Ultra here, which is our kids club for ages 4 to 12. And we also have our teen zone, hashtag teen zone, which is our teens club ages 13 to 17. And for those that get any wedding inquiries for Catholic kind of weddings. It's the only place where there's a Lady of Guadalupe oceanfront chapel, so it's the only oceanfront Catholic chapel in Cancun. So if anybody specifically gets those wedding inquiries for a Catholic ceremony, this hotel would cater to that very well. So this is the lead-in room. So if this was a family staying, you can just see there, you've got the 2 bunk beds, the trundle bed that will come out, so you can sleep 3 children, and then you've got the double bed there as well. So it's done really well, that you still feel like you've got lots of space, and they're so bright and airy. You definitely have enough room. Again, the decor, it's kind of the same as the Wyndham Playa del Carmen. It's just very authentic. And a lot of activities happen, so cooking lessons, so the children can get involved in this as well. There's always something going on. And here's just a picture of the kids club. And we also have a lovely pirate ship with some slides. So I mean, it's not a water park, but it's certainly a water feature that the children love, and can hang out and have some fun on the slides and splash around. So moving on to dual resorts. So we only have 2 dual properties, and they're both located in Jamaica. So our adult only dual property is Dual Paradise Cove, and our family dual property is Dual Grande. So Dual Paradise Cove is located kind of near to Runaway Bay. It's about an hour from Montego Bay Airport. It's adults only, 225 rooms, and has a really cool kind of lively vibe to it, I would say. And one thing I always say to the agents is just check it out. When you get an inquiry for adult only in Jamaica, this comes up as a leading all-inclusive 4-star, and the price point is just fantastic. So please check it out if you get an adult only inquiry. I think you'll be quite surprised. The price is very, very great for what you get. So here's just to show you an overview of the resort. The jerk hut, which is super famous over there. Everybody at lunchtime will be here trying to get their jerk chicken. It's so authentic and so nice, and quite a popular spot when it comes to lunchtime. So there's lots of places to sit. You've got the beach at the back here. The water sports happens here. So non-motorised water sports are included on the all-inclusive, and you've got this big pool area as well. And this is the lead-in room type, which you could see was very spacious. So I'm not going to talk about Dual Grande today because there's so much to cover, but if anybody did want to know more, when I send the follow-up, please just let me know. So Sanctuary CANA. So Sanctuary is probably our top end brand. So it's the most luxurious brand that we have, and it's an adult only property located in CANA in Dominican Republic. So located in that lovely private gated community, as were some of our other hotels. It's located just 15 minutes from Punta Cana International Airport. There's 324 luxurious suites, so it's big but not too big. And there's 19 different room categories, which I'm sure for those that are familiar, trying to get the right section with the right room, it can be quite challenging. But, you know, if you go on to, which I'll talk about later, our Playa Rewards resource centre, there's every single piece of information that you will need to know exactly which section of the hotels hold which room categories, just to make it a bit easier when you get those inquiries. So here's an overview. You can see it's a very big resort. But what I love is they have something called Sanctuary Town. So just out the front of the property, I don't think I've got a picture on here actually. It's like a little village, and you can actually, it feels like you've gone somewhere else to go out and eat. There's various restaurants there, and it's all part of the all-inclusive. So you kind of get to go out for the evening and then come back to your room and you feel like you've gone somewhere else, but actually you're still within the hotel grounds, which is really quite cool and unique. So the castle accommodation, I always like to mention this. So, I mean, it's the only place in the Caribbean you can stay in a castle, which is quite fantastic. So this is very popular with honeymooners. So those that really want the kind of extra mile and super luxury, if that's kind of the inquiries that are coming in, the castle section would be absolutely where to put them. So this is one of the rooms. And this is a lead-in room, actually, just for the whole property. This is a lead-in room, which again, it's a great lead-in. And this is one of the suites. Yeah. And then moving on to Hyatt, ZILARA, Riviera Maya. So this is the hotel that's opening in December of this year. So we've got a couple of shots that we can share with you. Some of them are still artist impressions, but I wanted just to share this with you today because it's the first Hyatt ZILARA that we've launched that really has a wellness relaxation vibe to it. I mean, there are always spots in our ZILARA properties to go and relax, but this really does, from the minute you walk in, give you such a calm feeling. So it's for adults only, of course, because it's our ZILARA brand. There's 291 rooms. The beach that this sits on is wonderful. There's 9 restaurants, bars and lounges, and I'm just going to share with you a few pictures. So this is what you kind of see when you walk in. There's lots of greenery. It just seems really peaceful. And again, this is one of the lead-in rooms. So one of the bar areas. And again, I just love all of this greenery. It's just such a, everywhere you go is just so relaxing. I can't wait for it to open and go and see it with my own eyes. So that's all I'm going to go into detail with on the hotels today, because there are so many, but I just would love to stress that if anybody wants any further training on any of the properties that I didn't cover, please do get in contact with me. For anybody that's maybe working in retail stores, if you want to arrange online webinar training for your store, we can absolutely do that. So just please don't ever hesitate to let me know. I'm happy to tailor training to exactly, you know, kind of what your customers are after in the Caribbean, and we can tailor make it to you. I'd love to talk about all 22 hotels today, but we'd probably be here till dinner time. So just to mention, we currently have a discount of up to 25% on all Playa Hotels and Resorts. So those the discount will finish on the 14th of November. So just bear that in mind. If you're getting inquiries in at the moment, those discounts will finish on the 14th of November. So in the UK, this is where you can book our Playa Hotels and Resorts. So the typical suspects you would expect to see: Hayes Travel, Gold Medal, TUI. We are currently in the middle of expanding that. So watch this space. We will share with you any changes that happen in terms of which operators you can book through. And Playa Rewards. So if you haven't signed up to Playa Rewards yet, please go and check it out. So the link is just there, www.playarewards.co.uk. If you're in Europe, that's .com. And sorry for those agents in the US and Canada, you have your agent Cash Plus, which is separate. So once you're a member here and you start to log your bookings, you can earn up to £25 per booking. But what also happens is when you start to log your bookings and you start interacting with the platform, we can see that. And that's when we like to invite you on fan trips, let you know about competitions that are coming up. And it's a really good way for you to also learn. We have a fantastic resource centre on this reward programme. So frequently asked questions, hotel fact sheets, videos, images, you name it, everything that you may need to know will be on there. And of course, if it isn't, I'm always here to answer any other questions. So please do check it out. And that is all for me. That was really condensed. And I hope that that wasn't too much information in one small session.
Thank you, Jade. We've got a lot of love hearts when you mentioned fan trips.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, watch this space, because I can say that there may be something that might happen on social media and other platforms within the next few weeks. So maybe watch out.
Okay, so you have got a couple of questions that have come up. Eric has asked, are you eligible for Hilton Honor Rewards, or can you use your Hilton Honors points?
Yes, so that can be done, but that has to be done with the concierge team directly at the resort. So yes, is the answer.
Same for Hyatt?
Yes, the same.
Super. Greg's asked, if adults are staying in a Ziva property, can they use a ZILARA property?
Yes, they can. So as I mentioned, but you must be over the age of 18. So if you're staying in any Hyatt Ziva, you must be over the age of 18 to access ZILARA, and they will check. I mean, some adult only resorts are not really adult only, let's just say, but you absolutely have to be over 18 to gain access. But yes.
Super. We've got a request here from Sabrina. She's staying at the Secrets CANA in 2 weeks. Is it possible to have a look at the Hilton Ziva and ZILARA next to it?
Yeah, we can arrange that. So I'm going to do a follow-up. So once I do that, if you just want to reply back to me, we can absolutely get that arranged. Yes.
Super. And I believe now you've got a question for us.
I have.
Okay, let me just move everybody into chat. So if everybody goes to chat, make sure your drop down says everybody. So everybody here today is entered into the prize draw to win your £50, £60 on your account. Jade's got a question for you. She's the umpire, so whatever she says goes. Jade's going to ask you a question. The person that's fastest will receive 10 entries into the spin to win. Jade, do you have your question for us?
I have a question, and it's a two-part question, and I'm going to be super fussy today. That's the mood that I'm in today. So I would like the names of 2 hotels, 1 hotel in Dom Rep and 1 hotel in Jamaica, but I want the full names of any of our hotels in Dom Rep and 1 in Jamaica, but I want the exact full name and location as the hotel would be.
Oh,
so
tricky.
Yeah. So 2 hotels, 2 full names and their locations, please.
Oh, you've got to say the location as well.
Well, the location's in the name for the most part, so there you go.
So, for example, Kate said Hilton La Romana and Hilton Rose Hall. Are those not correct, or are they correct?
Hang on a second. Yeah, that's correct. So the location obviously is La Romana. What I didn't want is someone to say Hilton and then not where it was. So yeah, that's correct. Hilton La Romana and Hilton Rose Hall are the full names of the hotels. Well done, Kate. And well done to everybody, because you actually all gave such great answers. So well done. There's
lots and lots of correct answers moving
I
forward.
love how everyone said my favourite hotel, Hyatt, Ziva / ZILARA CANA. And I just hope that, you get to get out there sometime to see it, because it really is an amazing property. I mean, if anybody is ever going out, of course, we will try to accommodate day passes and things where we can. So just do bear that in mind. If you're going on holiday and staying somewhere else, we'd love while you're there for you to go and see some of our properties. So just get in touch.
Super. A quick question for you. Are you allowed to have a favourite hotel?
Am I allowed?
Yeah.
Well, I do. I don't know, but I absolutely do. And nothing compares to it in the rest of our portfolio. So that's the one, guys. Hyatt, Ziva, ZILARA CANA. I think it was the prawns for me. I love sushi and seafood. And when I went for lunch and there was prawns and seafood and everything else, it stole my heart.
It's all about the food. Food is paradise.
It is. It's not somewhere you go and get chips and burgers, at lunchtime. That does not happen. It's really lovely food, very high end. And yeah, I very much enjoyed it.
Super. Thank you very much. Okay, so I don't think we have any further questions today. So that is the end of the Playa Hotels and Resorts webinar. If you do have any further questions, Jade will send you an email. Just drop her a little email if you've got anything that you need to know. A big thank you to everybody. We've got the webinar on Thursday, which is a family webinar, so if you can join us, do come along. It's been lovely to see you all, and we will see you all very soon, and hopefully on a fam trip, Jade.
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody, and yeah, stand by and watch out for any news.
Super. Thank you very much. Thanks everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, Jade.
Thanks, Sarah. Bye.
Bye.